This is like my third try making this video. Every time I do it, I ended up battling on about a duel that I had earlier that I'm going to tell you about, but not in as much detail as I did before. And it was just a mess, and it ended up being a 6-minute video about 3-move duel that I had. Anyway, it's gonna be another rant video. Because later I might do some Bakugan shit because I'm getting back into that and I'm making people on my card team at school do it. And yes, if you guys are watching, it is a team. I don't care if you guys don't consider it a team, but it is. If you have a name, and for those of you that aren't on the team, it's those guys from school because we all go to the same school. So yeah, they all want to change the name though. Anyway, hi Yugioh, because you're probably gonna be the first one out of all of them to watch this. Anyway, so in my last video, I was ranting about OP decks. So many people use OP decks, it's not even funny. But that's not the point of this video. This video is, I went on Dueling Network today, and I put in my little duel note thing that people can see when they're choosing who they're gonna go against. Original decks only. If you use anything else, I'm going to quit. Not like decide or anything, just like quit the duel. And I'm surprised at how many people actually did use like not OP, like original or their own personal take on underused decks, which I'm really happy and proud about. Good job, guys. I like you now. So many people still joined, and they had like bullshit OP decks, and I don't know if I told you about this last time, but so many people use OP decks and they add 1 or 2 cards to them, and they assume that it's their own customized deck, because it's like this one dude. It's actually the first dude I played today. I made that one thing my duel note, and I accepted the first dude that showed up. I was using my donation lockdown plans, of course, and he was using a Dark World deck, and he thought that it was a combination deck because he had 2 Fabled monsters in it and an Elemental Hero Prisma. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a Dark World deck with an Elemental Hero Prisma in it so that you can mill Grappa to the graveyard, and because of that, Prisma's name is Grappa for the rest of the turn, so you just return to the hand to get back Grappa. Fuck. You're an idiot and I hate you. Anyway, so I was doing this dude, and I told them that it was an OP deck and I was gonna quit the duel, and so they reported me to the admins because I quit in the middle of the duel and I had no reason to. I don't even think the admins did anything about it because dude was just being a little bitch. Anyway, that happened. Another dude had a Light Sword, like one of those Twilight deck things with the Twilight Dragons that has the Chaos Sorcerer, Black Luster Soldier, or BLS Envoy, and all the Dark Light type dragons, and Red Eyes Black Metal Darkness Dragon Rapist Giant Juice thing, and they had an Elemental Hero Prisma in it again, but they also had in, which I was kind of surprised about, a Karibo, which I don't know why they had that in it, but they had a Karibo in. They had 1 Karibo. They told me 1 Karibo, 1 Wing Karibo, and then 1 Wing Karibo level 10. And so they told me that it was a Wing Karibo deck that and it was based on Wing Karibos and Karibos, but they just ended up adding dragons to it instead. But it's not a dragon deck. It is a Wing Karibo deck. Yeah, there's actually people that are that stupid out there, though. That's the funny thing. I mean, there were, his hand had 5 cards in it, so 40. There was 45 cards in his deck in total, and 45 cards in his deck in total, and he told me there was Wing Karibo level 10, regular Karibo, 2 Wing Karibo level 10, regular Karibo, and Transcendent Wings to get out Wing Karibo. There are 5 Karibo cards in his deck, and the other 40 were Twilight Dragons. But he's telling me that it's not a dragon deck. Honestly, I'm I've seriously considered, just because of people like this, I've considered quitting playing this, like all the games. Well, not all the games, basically just Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, because so many people, or no, not Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, because not as much in Magic, but so many people in Yu-Gi-Oh use OP bullshit decks and don't even realize it, and it just pisses me off. Right, back to what I was mainly gonna make this video about. So a lot of people actually didn't use their own kind of decks, and I was proud of that. But the problem with like everybody that plays the game is, if you use an OP deck, you don't know it's an OP deck, or you don't realize what the problem is. You don't see that it's cheap and makes the game not fun to play. And if you're using a not OP deck, you don't know how to lose. I mean, I don't use OP decks. I use appreciated decks, and I make them good. I worked for like a year or so on my plans, and I spent so much time perfecting them. I'm still working on them, and they almost never lose. I mean, at school they lose a lot because, well, not a lot, but they lose more than they do like otherwise, because when I got all my cards in the mail, I just didn't even bother to side deck any of them. All of my deck, my side deck and my main deck are just mixed together in my main deck. So I need to fix that probably after I make this video. Anyway, I just use underappreciated decks, and I make them good. I work at it, and I invest time in the game to make it so that I can play the game fair, but still make it fun and be good at it. So I was doing this dude who had I don't even know what kind of deck this was. It was like all he used was torrential tributes, Mask of Darkness, and Battle Fader. Then a couple, and singing, and then a couple other cards that get cards back from his graveyard. So basically, all he did, like for 5 or 6 turns straight, was Mask of Dark, or he used Torrential Tribute on every time I summoned, and then Mask of Darkness, and then when I attacked it, even though I knew it was it, because my monsters had Pierce at the time, I attacked it, I did him piercing damage, it flips up, he got Torrential Tribute back, and then he just did it over again. And then one point I destroyed his Torrential Tribute, and he didn't have his Mask of Darkness out on this turn, so I attacked him directly with Splendid Rose, and he summoned Battle Fader. I Divine Wrath his Battle Fader, so he told me I was cheating, quit, and then reported me to the admins. So many people reported me to the admins, I don't even know why. That was one of the stories. Another one of the stories was this dude was using a Fiend deck, but it wasn't even a Fiend deck. All of his Xyz monsters or Synchro monsters needed like specific material, whether they be like Fiends or just like Dark types. There was like 3 Dark type monsters in his 50 card deck. The rest of them were Wind type. Not even like, they didn't even look like they would be Dark type. They were like happy birds and butterflies and bullcrap like that. There was a couple of Naturias in there, and he thought they were Dark Fiend types. This guy was such a moron. It hurts. Alright, so suffice to say, I killed him in 2 turns. All I did was normal summon first turn, normal summon Twilight Rose Knight, use his effect to special summon Naturia Strawberry, Seed of Deception, special summon a level 2 or lower plant from my hand, so I special summon Nettles, Synchro with Nettles and Naturia Strawberry for Naturia Barkion, Monster Reborn, or no, not Monster Reborn. Then I ended my turn. He put down a face down Naturia's Rose Whip and no spells or traps or anything, which I don't get. So it was my turn. Normal summon Copy Plant, Monster Reborn, Naturia Strawberry. Or no. Yeah, no. Monster Reborn, Naturia Strawberry. And what was it? I don't even remember. Oh no, now I remember. I synchro for 7 with Twilight Rose Knight and Naturia Strawberry for Black Rose Dragon, and so I used Black Rose Dragon's effect. First I used Fragrance Storm, destroy Copy Plant, draw a card. I drew Gigantic Cephalotus, drew a card, Black Garden. So use Black Rose Dragon's effect, remove him play copy play in my graveyard, take his face on the Cherished Rose Whip, put it face up attack with no attack points, attacked him directly, or attacked it with Black Rose Dragon, then attacked him directly with the Cherry Bartheon. Did 5,900 damage, or 4,900 damage. Next turn, he didn't put anything down, not a single thing. Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. And he showed me his hand, and then I attacked him directly, or summoned, normal summon Gigantic Cephalotus, attacked him per game. Before he quit, he showed me his hand. He had Bottomless Trap Hole, Mirror Force, and a Monster Reborn in his hand, and he didn't use any of them. And he showed me his deck, and it was the stupidest fucking thing. He showed me his deck and his side deck. He had, like, Chaos King Archfiend and shit, and not a single Fiend in his deck. People like this are fucking retarded. Not retarded, I'm sorry. It was a bad word. I don't like using, like, gay or retarded to use, to describe, like, something stupid. Because that's kind of fucked up and has nothing to do with... I think that one of these days I'm going to make a rant video about that. Probably on a different account because it doesn't have anything to do with card games. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Just basically my day on Dueling Network. It just revolves around bullshit like that. Stupid people not knowing that they're either playing cheap or not knowing how to be a good sport. I admit, I lost a lot today because I decided a couple times just to go against random people and do whatever, and if they use an OP deck, whatever. And I actually did beat some of them because I've targeted portions of my plans to be able to beat OP decks. That's one of the reasons that I added some of the cards. And I actually lost to a lot of them, but I'm not a little bitch about it. I lost to OP decks, which they were doing, which is a completely unfair concept of the game. And I wasn't a little bitch about it. It was an unrated, so even if I quit or admitted defeat, doesn't matter, nothing would happen. They asked me to admit defeat, I was fine with it. I admitted defeat, and I left the duel. Nothing happened. It was perfectly fine. Then just for shits and giggles, I made a 6 Samurai deck. Maybe 2 minutes I made this deck. And it worked just as well as any other 6 Samurai deck I've seen out there. I mean, I played against this dude. I told him I was testing out this deck because I wanted to know what it was like to play an OP deck, because I don't really use them. He was like, okay, sure, don't tell me what it is, I want to figure it out. I went first, normal summoned that one water dude, he quit. Didn't even wait to see what I was going to do, he just quit. Which is basically what I feel like doing every time I see an OP deck being used, but whatever. I'm not even gonna bother with that shit. So that's basically my rant about Yu-Gi-Oh! For right now, unless I come up with something else in the rest of this video. So yeah, that. Oh yeah, alright, so there's this dude on eBay, I'm selling cards on eBay with my friend Eduardo. Hi Eduardo, if you're watching this. He's on my team, he plays a spellcaster deck, but not like the OP spellcaster Village and all that bullshit deck. He like has his own kind of not really a Dark Magician deck, but there are Dark Magician like cards in there, but it's his own thing, like half custom, half not. Anyway, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I don't know, I don't think this is it, but oh yeah, about eBay. So we're selling, we have this little business where we sell cards, and this one dude, like 3 weeks ago, bought one of our cards. What was it again? Oh yeah, it was a full body Pokemon card, Reshiram EX, I think. I don't even remember. Anyway, so the auction was, he got it for an auction for like $9 or $8 and $1 shipping. That was 3 weeks ago. I sent him 26 messages about him paying us, or about him saying that he's not going to pay, or just let it go and let me relist it. He's not responding, he's not paying, and and I don't know how to relist something on eBay if someone's already bought it but they're not paying. I actually just contacted eBay a couple of days ago for the second time, and hopefully they're going to help. but I think that might end right now. No, I guess not. Oh, so apparently I can make videos longer than 15 minutes now. Sweet. Anyway, so there's a bunch of douchebags like down on eBay. And then we have this one card, it's a $150 card. It's a Charizard. I think EX. Anyway, he has like 160, 70 or something, HP, and one of his attacks takes 6, fire energies to use. It does 200 damage and detaches 5 energies from Charizard. No. Yeah, I think so. And then his other attack, like, puts energies back on him. It's a really good card. It's like a $150 card, and the cheapest one on eBay was like $114. So I listed it, buy it now price $90, 95 before, but I relisted it as 90. And auction price was 80, starting at $80 and $5 shipping. So we could still get money, and it was the cheapest one on eBay at the time, at least. I haven't checked since then. So yeah, I've relisted it. I've listed it just like for the first time. I listed it once, and then after that, I relisted it 3 times. Last time I relisted it was yesterday, and every time like 30 or 40 people view it, and like between 10 and 20 people watch it. And when you watch something on eBay, if you've never used it before, that means that you want to be notified if someone places a bid on it, or if someone is like keeps like going back to the page like they're gonna buy it, or if it's going to end soon. It notifies you. It sends you emails, or if you want to, it can send you text messages and all that shit. It's a cool part of the site. So there's like 10 to 20 people watching it every time, and no one ever buys it or bids on it. I see people bidding on the ones that are like $150, and this one's in perfect condition, and nobody's buying it, and I don't know why, and they're just teasing me, and I want to sell this damn card. He was trolling me. Oh yeah. Just being a bitch. I'm still designing my card game. I've been working on that for a while, and in the meantime, I'm trying to get people into Bakugan. So far, I've gotten my friend Joey into Bakugan. He's playing Chaos. I've gotten my friend Eduardo, hi again, into Bakugan. He's playing Pyrus. I'm Bakugan. I've always really been Bakugan. I'm just getting a little bit more serious about it now. And of course, I'm playing Darkest because that's my thing. I can actually show you my main deck if you want me to in a little bit. You're not gonna tell me if you want to. You're a camera. I'll do it in a second. And I think that's all for right now. Trying to get, if you're watching this Yugioh and Nook, I'm going to make you play this. You guys are gonna, one of you is gonna be Aquos and the other one is gonna be Ventus. That's what I'm thinking, because no one likes Subterra. Subterra sucks. No offense to Subterra users, I just don't like it. And I don't know why, but when I went back like a month ago to my Bakugan stuff that was been in a box in the corner of my room, and like 6 of my battle gears are missing, like 5 plus of my Bakugans are missing, and like I don't even know how many traps. It's probably only like 2 or 3, but a couple of my traps are missing, and my only Subterra trap is missing. Yes. Yeah, I don't know when this video is gonna end, because I don't know how long I'm allowed to make them, but yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go on another rant right here about Bakugan. Alright. So first of all, Eduardo, you probably already know this because I bitched at you the other day when we were playing. But double standing, oh my god, it pisses me off so much because people like aim for their own card when they already have a Bakugan on it, or they only aim for my card when they already have a Bakugan that they accidentally rolled on it. And they do that as many times as they can during a game just so that they don't have to risk losing a card. And it's so annoying. If you do, I'm just realizing that a lot of people might not understand how to play Bakugan. If it weren't for the reputation that it has, I've asked a lot of my friends, or a couple of my friends, if it wasn't for the reputation that it has for being a little kid's game, so many more people would be playing it. I mean, it's actually a really fun game. Well, it was before they started adding all these other odds and ends. It's stupid. Anyways, what you have in the game is you have 3. I think it might end in a couple seconds, but I'm just gonna wait for a little bit. Nope, it didn't end. Alright, so what you have is, you have 3 gate cards and 3 ability cards to start. You can have other ability cards, some have purple backs, some have blue backs. Those are for battle gear or for evolution. Anyways, you have 1 of each colored card. You can have a red ability card. You have a, well, blue, but they look more black. And the newer ones, they're blue, like light blue, but in these, they look blacker. A blue ability card and a green ability card. Green ability cards and red ability cards, well, usually the green ones, either like swap Bakugan around on cards, or they give you boosts based on what Bakugan you have out. Some of them are more generic than that, and a couple of them, like this one, the Doom card, give G-Power boosts. And red ones rarely give the boost back out here on the side, but when they do, they're like really high. And red ones are like the really hard, like the really specific situation cards. And the blue, like black ones, are just like there. They're just doing stuff, whatever they want. And gate cards, the metal ones, you have silver ones, which almost never have text on them. They're just like vanilla. They just give the boost on the side. Gold ones, which are usually limiting what you're allowed to do during the battle, or their character cards. One or the other of those usually, but they have at times they have other things that they do. And oh, spec, fuck you. And then the copper ones are usually just general effects. Anyways, the point of the game is you have, let's say that this is my card and this is my opponent's card. If I'm over here and he's over here, we put our cards down on the table. So if I'm over here, this is my card, and if he's over there, this is his card. We roll a Bakugan from at least 2 inches away and out the cards, and if it stands on the wrong card, then it sucks. If it doesn't stand on a card at all, that's the end of our turn. You can, first person who wins 3 gate cards, that's it. That's the game. They win. And the thing about double standing is, so that's basically how you play the game. You can play like battle gear to boost, or traps to change your attribute, and they have a bunch of other shit that I'm going to rant about after this, but that's later. When you double stand, what it is you stand 2 of your own Bakugan on 1 card, and most people just say that it's like, you automatically win, there's no reason for it, you just do. But I actually took a little bit of time and thought about it. It's basically like your Bakugan is fighting your other Bakugan, so whoever wins, it goes into your victory pile. So that you don't even bother doing the match, you just say you win. I didn't know that until like a couple weeks ago, which makes me feel so stupid. Anyway, I was going against Eduardo the other day, and he fucking double stood like, wait, no, I think it was only twice, but it just really pissed me off for some reason. I don't know why, and I called him a little bitch like 5 times. Anyway, so my rant about Bakugan, my next rant about Bakugan is when the game first started, when it was like really simple and fun. You had your 6 cards and your 3 Bakugan. That's all you had, and it was a really simple, fun, straightforward game. Now you have your 3 Bakugan, your 6 cards, extra cards for battle gear, extra cards for evolution, which I don't even understand the whole evolution thing, but that's a different thing. You have traps to change your attribute. You have trap cards. You have battle gear card. You have battle gears to give you extra boost, and you have battle gear targeted cards. You have cards that actually let you bring in cards that aren't in your deck. They can just be like in your room, and you're allowed to put them in the game when you play these. You have mobile assaults that you put your Bakugan on it, and they have wheels, and you roll them onto the card, and it gives it like an extra 300 points of power. You have these things that like you drop the Bakugan on it, and it turns into a giant robot thing, and it works just like a Bakugan gear, except instead of putting the gear on it, you put this on the other thing, and they actually look really cool. I want to get one, but that's just because they look cool. You have those. You have like these weird mini battle gear things that are like that big, and I don't even get how you use them. They can't fit on the Bakugan. Oh, so then I don't even know how long I'm allowed to make my videos at this point. Anyway, you have you have that. You have these fucking Sky Raiders Bakugan. If they're just like these, except when they open on the card, they jump. I don't even get that. You have these clear Bakugan that when they open, whatever color whatever attribute your opponent is, that's what it becomes, and you have to strategize accordingly. You have these weird Bakugan that can combine with each other in the middle of a fucking game. You have, oh my god, just like so many random bits and pieces that I don't even want to deal with. You have these weird Bakugan now. You have these fucking Bakugan now. When they open, it's like, oh, that's a bad example to use. Oh, here's one. My friend, we opened a pack of Bakugan at school the other day because something about a bet that he won, and my other friend had to get him a backpack and a pack of Bakugan. Anyways, it was a Dragonoid card, or it was a Dragonoid Bakugan that looked, it was shaped kind of like this, except right here, this like corner of it was white, like chaos white, like grayish, and the rest of it was just green. There's a little button right here. I pushed it because I thought that it was gonna like make something open, but no, the front of it just fucking fell off, and it's two different parts of the Bakugan, and then underneath it, it's at 150 Gs and 180 Gs. See, on the front of it, like on the actual part, it's at 580, I think, and so it has 3 printed G powers. I don't even know how that works. Oh my god. They're making this game too complex. And this game is originally was targeted to little kids, like 7-year-olds and shit. And sure, I think it's really fun, but I'm an immature little fuck, so I'm realizing I'm using a lot of bad words. Parents, I'm sorry if you're watching this with your kids. I usually don't swear this much. I probably do, but I try not to. I'm gonna try to watch that from now on. They just cut on my head. They're just adding so many bits and pieces to this game that don't make sense, and they're just trying to make it so complex, and they keep adding pieces. And in the show, a couple months ago, I turned on the TV and Bakugan Mectanium Surge was on. I was like, I haven't watched this in a while, let's check it out. And so at this one point, this Dan threw out Drago, and I was like, sweet, he's still with Drago, that's cool. And then the other dude threw out his Bakugan, and it was some Darkest thing, which looked really awesome. And then Dan threw out an Aqua's one, and I was like, what the hell? And then the other dude threw out Ventus one. And at the end of the throwing out, Dan had like 3 Paris ones, and then one of each other attribute, plus a couple of Battle Gears and traps. And then the other guy had like the same amount of Bakugan and traps and shit, just like all different attributes. And then they were just like wailing on each other. They weren't even using ability cards or gate cards or anything. They were just wailing on each other in the middle of the desert. And it didn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh my god. And I know I'm 17 turning 18 pretty soon, and I shouldn't care about this stuff, but I do. And I don't care what you think. I probably do care what you think because I'm self-conscious and I don't like being judged. But I don't really, but like, you know what I'm saying. So I want to write a letter to people at Bakugan telling them that they need to stop adding pieces in this game. They can make new Bakugan and gear and stuff, like the gear idea and the trap idea, genius. The mobile assaults, alright, I'll give them that. But the battle armor and the mini gears and the Mectagon, like the little action figures, you swipe a card in front of it and it sprouts wings. What the heck is that? It's like all those other things. Stop it. Just stop it, Spinmaster. You're doing everything wrong. Just stop it. This is the longest rant video I've ever made. I've only made like 3, but still. Oh yeah, another thing, Want To. There's this Bakugan called Want To that I was super psyched for them to release because when I saw it in the show, in New Show, it was like an episode. Somewhere around like 12-ish, I think. Anyway, so I'm gonna Google it so I can show you. Bakugan Want To. What it is this little bunny thing that Marucho found in the forest when he was trying to find. I think he was trying to find his own partner in Yugioh. Because why am I allowed to make such long videos? Oh my god. And then he came across a Wantu in the forest, and he used it in one battle, and I was like, this thing is so freaking cool. It's a bunny, and it's so cool looking, and I wanted one so badly. And then I saw one day, like a year or something after I saw this commercial, or like 2 years or something after I saw this episode. Sorry, not commercial. I saw an advertisement for a little kid's toy. But I didn't realize that at the time. All I saw was the Wantu in the picture. Alright. So here is a picture of a Wantu. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. Yeah, that's a Wantu. And then they took it and they turned it into what are these? They made it into like some little kid toys. These. And they're not even only doing bunnies anymore. Now they're doing them. They have like they have them in dogs. They have fish ones, for God's sakes. I mean, they don't. I mean, they're like little kids. Like there's the girl version of Bakugan, but they like for like 6-year-olds, so they don't have PowerPoints on them. So even if we did want to use them, we couldn't. They make these weird kangaroo-looking ones, but they're not even kangaroos. They're still bunnies, where you like put them in their stomach, and then you close them on top of them, and it's really weird. And then you put them on a flower, and the bigger one opens up, and then shoots the little one out of its stomach. But it's supposed to be cute, and I don't even know how. And I was so excited to have one of those, probably get a darkest one, because I feel like that would look so cool. But then they do this and just completely ruin it. And it's made by Spinmaster still, so, and it has like the same kind of features as a Bakugan, but just more floral, like flowery. And I mean, if you took one, they're like the same, generally the same size as Bakugan. Like they make the bigger ones like the Dekas. They make smaller ones like B1s, but basically they're this size. Yeah, Tesco, I love this guy. Sorry, ADD moments everywhere. Anyways, if you took one and you rolled it onto a Bakugan gate card, it would open, unless like you completely missed and you suck. Other than that, it would open on the card, and you would be able to use it as a Bakugan if it had PowerPoints. The only problem is it's not targeted for that. They don't have attributes, and they don't have the PowerPoints. They don't have the attributes, and there's no cards that could be generally useful for them. Anyway, so you can't just like see this like that's Spinmaster. That's bad Spinmaster. Bad. Alright. So there's all that stuff. And honestly, what is it with Spinmaster and Pirates? I mean, it's like they have a weird fetish for pirates. I mean, they made Pirates. They made the Paris Bakugan launcher originally, which was really cool. And I was like, okay, cool. When are they going to come out with the other colors? They didn't. They only have Pirates. And you can't even like pretend that it's like something else, because there's the little Pirates logo on it. Actually, I have mine here. I think. Yeah, it's right here. There's the little fucking Pirates logo on it, so you can't even like pretend that it's something else. It's right there. And what it's and honestly, they should probably make the launchers in a bigger size so that you can fit the B2 Bakugan in it, because almost nobody uses the B1s anymore. And they should make it in every color available, because, and I know what they're probably thinking. They're probably thinking like, oh, if someone's at the store and they see that they're out of Darkest and they only have like Chaos and Pirates left, then they're not going to want it because they only want Darkest. Well, think of it this way, Spinmaster. If I'm at a store, I'm a little kid. I'm at a store with my mom, and I'm super excited. I run into the store. I go over to the toy aisle. I don't know if it's about to end again right here. I run to the toy aisle, I see the Bakugan, and I'm looking all. It didn't end again, really. I'm looking all over the wall, and I see them. I see the launchers on the wall. Would you rather me have the choice between Pyrus and Chaos, because that's all they have left in the store because the other ones are so popular? Or would you rather me have the choice between Pyrus and Pyrus? How does that make sense to you guys? And the same thing with the gauntlets. I mean, first of all, you didn't even make the gauntlets right. In the show, the thing he opens, you could put an ability card in it, and then you close it. In this one, it has like a little stand on the end that it flips up, and you put your cards in there so you can hold it, so you can hold the cards. And then the main part of it is just like a bunch of buttons and a screen like that big, and all it does is generate a random number, whatever it is. Like it just you add that onto your Pokemon's points, and it has like a specific ability card that comes with it that you use for the gauntlet. Like honestly, um, you only made it in Paris again, and you didn't, and you're not letting us use our imaginations with it because all it is buttons, a tiny screen, and a card holder. I mean, kids when they want to pretend like they're the people in the show, like when they want to make play pretend, they want to be able to do what they do in the show. They want to be able to open it, put the ability card in it, and slam it closed, and be like ability card activate, like total badass. But they can't do that. They just press a button and generates a random number, and it's like, oh, well, that was exciting for all 3 seconds. Mom, can I get a new toy? And I don't think that's completely fair because I saw a video a couple years ago of a battle when they're both people using the gauntlet, and they used it at the same time. One person got like an extra 400 points, and the other, or 450 to 500 or something. I don't even remember. It was something like high like that, and then the other person got 200 points added onto theirs. And it's not fair at all. And some people, they're like, some people are really creative. They get one of these, and they're like, oh, it's fine. I'll just paint over it, and I'll make it my favorite attribute. And yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, some people, if you're lucky and you're really talented, have a steady hand, you will be able to paint over it. But most of the time, even if you do it right, even if you do it right, it'll still be bits and parts and all over it where you can still see power showing, like in the crevices on the ends, like where it goes like up. And over time, it will crack. These things, you won't be able to get it perfectly, and it'll still have the little Pirates logo right there. That it'll creep through the. If I was doing darkness, it would creep through the purple. And why didn't they ever make the masquerade launchers? I mean, those were the coolest thing. When I was younger and saw the show, me and my other friends who played were so psyched to get the masquerade launchers because they looked so awesome, and we wanted to get those. And they never even made them, not even in Pirates. I mean, Spinmaster. I mean, some of your ideas are great, but you don't market them. I mean, you market them pretty well, but you don't like manufacture the right way, for lack of better terms. Because I know it might cost a lot of money to make them in a bunch of different colors, but you would make so much more money. I mean, think of it like this. I mean, if someone's like super picky and they don't want a Paris launcher, they would only take a Darkest launcher. They're not going to get this. So you wasted. So you're not making money off of them. But if you made it in every attribute and their favorite attribute is Darkest, but they also like or Aquos, then they might get both of them. Then you would make twice the money. Or not even twice the money, you would just make more money in general because if you double zero, it's zero. Alright, what else can I rant about? Hmm. Oh yeah, and Bakugan, like, originally, what was considered a super high G power, what, at the beginning, was like my cycloid, right here. My cycloid right here is B1, it is 580. That was considered extremely high at the beginning. And now, like an average power level is like 790. It's considered average or below average level, which is insane. I mean, my friend showed up to school the other day. He had only one Bakugan with him, not even any cards we couldn't play. And he showed up with one Bakugan. It was like gray with yellow trim. It didn't even look real, but I knew it was because it was. I could just tell. And it had like 1190 or like 100 or like 1090, and I was like, honestly, where did Bakugan become so cheap where you have to do that kind of stuff? And like when you want to buy a booster pack, you don't just like get a pack of cards with them in it. You get like you can't even get a booster pack with gate cards. You can only get it, I think, with ability cards. And when you get it, it's not just like a little thing of like shiny paper or whatever that stuff is, like foil, I think. It's like a cardboard thing like this big with a plastic like um, casing over it, and then the cards are just facing the other way, so you don't know where they are. That's it. And there's only like 6 cards in it. Honestly, what the hell is this marketing scheme that you're screwing up so badly? I mean, if I were working at Spinmaster, I would have made Bakugan so much more of a success than it already is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a total success and it's a great idea and it's a great game. I love it. But there are so many things that I could have done better than the people that were actually there. And at the time, I had like so many of these ideas when I was like 13 or 14, and they went to like business school and shit. I could have done so much better than that, and I still could. But I gotta give them props because on the whole Monsuno thing, the show. I mean, at first it was super popular just because the toys were so cool. But I actually played the game, not with the spin part things, but I just played the card game with my friend. It's a really fun game. The only reason it's not going to be that popular, and I know it's not going to be that popular, is because I didn't even know it was a show at first, so they're not getting it out there as much as they should. And I thought that the show already finished its season when I was watching it online, but they were still like just in the middle of the season. I didn't even know. They're not advertising it at all. I thought it was on Cartoon Network. It's on Nickelodeon. I did not know that either. And they're making them too expensive. I mean, one pack of it that comes with, like one of the ones that come with one Monsuno core and one card is like $10, which is insane. And most of them, like, you know what the cards are beforehand because they have cards specific to each Monsuno core. Like when I got my Firewalker, it had when I got my Firewalker, it came with three cards that were exclusive only to Firewalker. So I thought that was kind of stupid. So there's a lot of things that I would be able to do at Spinmaster that they're not doing well enough. But yeah. Yeah, that's basically. I think I'm gonna go just like really quick. I'm gonna show you my deck. I mean, what I do is I just have a bunch of cards in my case, and I have all my Bakugan in my case except for my favorites that I have in here. My all-time favorite though is probably the Darkest Rosin, if not Darkest Crikis or Aronite, but probably Darkest Rosin. I just have them all in there, and I have all my cards in there, and I just, when I'm about to play, I just pick out what I want to use. I pick out my Bakugan from the little slots, and I just play it. So I make the deck on the spot. What I usually make a deck of is, I have for my ability cards, I have Falconfly ability card, Power from Darkness, adds 140 to Darkest and 60 to Chaos. And the Doom card, it gets 30 you play at the beginning of a battle, and whichever Bakugan loses the battle is removed from the game, not just like sent to the use pile. So if it loses, you put it in your pocket, you put it in your backpack, you just can't use it until the end of the game. And then gate cards, I have Pebbles, which is just a vanilla card, no effects or anything. It gives 100 to Pyrus, 200 to Aquos, which is the highlighted gate, 50 to Subterra, 150 to Chaos, 300 to Darkest, and 250 to Ventus. It's just just like a powerhouse card. Then it didn't end again, really? I don't even. The AU win, silver and copper gear can't be played. 180 for Ventus, which is the highlighted gate, 260 for Darkest, 40 for Chaos, 130 for Subterra, 240 for Aquos, and 110 for Pyrus. And then Dark Tunnel, which is like one of the older cards. 120 for Pyrus, 180 for Aquos, which is highlighted, 160 for Subterra, 80 for Chaos, 220 for Darkest, and 140 for Ventus. And the effect is players can't play blue or green ability cards. That's pretty cool. It limits what they can do, and it gives me a huge boost. And what I usually, the guys I usually use is Darkest Arnott, Darkest Krakix, which this is probably my favorite guy. One of those two is probably my favorite, but and this guy would definitely be my favorite if he didn't have the randomized G powers. The Darkest Razin, I try to use him as much as I can, but I would use him more often. But he has a randomized G powers that are 700, 800, 1100, and 500. So it could be really powerful, or it could screw me over something terrible. And I actually have an entire Ventus deck that's every gate card. There's no ability cards in it. I just like grab random ability cards, but I don't even use them. All three of the gate cards are lowest G power wins the battle, or you swap your printed G power with your opponents. And all of them are weak. Like all of them have like 450 printed on them. It's just like a super troll deck. And it's really fun to use, just like to see the other person's score. Alright. I think that's it because my throat's getting tired from talking so much and screaming at my camera. So, till next time, keep on dueling, Bakugan Brawl, all that cheesy crap. Peace out.